highlight from virtual learning last week was in math. We were working on some shape description with two-dimensional shapes, and students in kindergarten with 5 and 6-year-olds had a dry erase board, and I said, okay, I'm going to give you some clues, and I want you to figure out what shape and draw it. So I said, okay, I need you to draw a shape with 4 sides, 4 equal sides. And as students were drawing them and sharing them on the screen with me over Zoom, I started passing out virtual cookies. Virtual cookies, what's a virtual cookie? Well, it's a cookie that we throw across the computer screen from my room to your room at home. And I would throw the cookie. I'd say, okay, friend, here comes the cookie. Get your hands up, catch the cookie, take a bite of it. Let me know what flavor it might have been. And some students were saying, oh, it's chocolate, or it's peanut butter, or it's a sugar cookie. And things started to get creative when I threw a virtual cookie at one of my students. Rather than catching the cookie, opened up his mouth, and it went right into his mouth. Had everybody in stitches laughing. It was hilarious. And then the next student I tricked, I love tricking 5 and 6-year-olds into, I threw the cookie and they missed it. Totally, they had their hands up. I'm like, oh my gosh, it went right behind you. I went over your head. It went back on the floor. It's on the floor. Go get it, go get it. And they went back on the floor, picked it up, came back. They took a bite into it. I said, oh my goodness, I can't believe you just ate a cookie that was on the floor. Do you eat cookies on the floor at home? And we were all laughing and having a great time. And again, this was just spicing up that math lesson on 2D shapes with 5 and 6-year-olds to keep them hooked in and engaged in learning for that 30-minute last lesson on the computer. So how do I top the virtual cookies from the first week to next week? I decided, you know what? We're doing virtual dum-dum suckers. And you know those dum-dum suckers with the question mark on them. Well, that's what we were passing out. So this time I was throwing the virtual suckers out. And I said, okay, we'll take the wrapping off and then take a lick of it and let me know what flavor you have. And, you know, we had some pretty normal responses like strawberry or watermelon or root beer. And then I had one student to say cotton candy. And then eventually I had a student say, you know what, Dr. Luginbaum, my dum-dum sucker tastes like smelly socks. And that was the highlight from virtual learning.